Good afternoon. My name is Russell. Are you in need of any assistance? I'm kidding. Still Ben. Haha. My hair looks a little crazy today. That's because it is. I was very sweaty today. It was bounce house day. It was incentive day. And after the debacle last night of having the wrong invoice and late arrival and all that, we got it taken care of. The inflatables were inflated until we didn't have enough fans. We only had 2 blowers to fill them up, and we needed 3. So the guy had to come back out and drop off the third one. Then we flipped a breaker, or tripped a breaker, I suppose. Then it was fine until lunchtime. Then after lunch, I decided that I was going to get involved and run the obstacle course against a few kids, and I split my pants right in the crotch. Nice, probably 2-inch tear. And I didn't notice it right away. I don't know how long it was before I noticed. But some of the other kids apparently did notice, because I didn't think anybody realized it. As soon as I realized it, I went and sat down. I said, guys, I'm tired. I'm going to sit down. I'll watch it. I kept my legs crossed, kept my hand over the hole. When I got back to my classroom, I tied a sweatshirt around me, or held it in front of me, or had a water bottle. I was keeping myself covered. Then after lunch and recess, the kids come back in, and one of them comes right up to me. She goes, "Did you get a new pair of pants?" And I was like, they did realize it. Dang it. But I just played it off. I was like, no, I'm good. And a couple of them asked me. One of my students wrote me a note at the end of the day. She goes, "Mr. Gilly, thank you a lot for a fun day, and I'm sorry you ripped your pants." So that was a fun time. Again, it was not a big deal. But I had actually, earlier this year, I had thought about having, an extra pair of pants in the car for a situation just as this. Because sometimes it happens. You snag them on something, or you bend too far, whatever. And you tear a hole. And it just happens. But I never acted on it. I never had an extra pair. So I probably need to do that. Just have an extra pair of pants in the car to change into when the situation arises. But it was a fun day. I had a good time. We watched a movie in the afternoon. I showed the kids Blank Check, which is a 1994 Disney TV movie about this kid named Preston Waters who comes across, well, you guessed it, a blank check, and fills it out for $1 million. And then it's just kind of his journey of spending the money and figuring out what he wants to do with it. He gets into trouble and all this. And so it's a good movie. Some of the kids had actually already seen it, which I was surprised about, since it came out 12 years before they were even born. But they enjoyed it. They had a good time. They were into it. And then we had ice cream sandwiches in the afternoon. And it was a good time. We enjoyed ourselves. We had fun. Got the invoice situation figured out, paid them the amount we agreed on. We're all set. So we'll just make sure that's clear the next time that we order something from them, which we may very well do it again next year. I don't know. We tend to change things up. A lot of grade levels will do the same thing year after year. We've been caught in that trap before too, but it's nice to change it up so the kids don't know what to expect. They're like, oh, well, 3rd grade we go bowling, 4th grade we do bounce houses, 5th grade we go to the farm. It gets boring after a while. So we want to switch it up, change it up. We got our tentative placements for next year. Going to be in the 4th grade again. Big shocker. Oh, God. There were a few placements that were interesting. Some people got moved and switched. A few people are okay with that. Some people aren't. But it's what happens. You signed up to be a teacher. You teach where they tell you to teach, pretty much. Until you're there for 30 years and can kind of say yes or no. It's pretty much just whatever they say goes. And I'm okay with that. I do better with instruction. I don't like being told what to do, but when it's my job and there's somebody that's in charge of me, then I need to follow that. and I expect to follow that. That's why it's such a relief in the summer times when I do work laying down garage floors and basement floors and stuff. It's really, I mean, they say, go do this, and I go do that. There's no thinking involved. There's no, oh, well, kind of interpret it the way you want to interpret it. And then, get the hammer brought down on you when you didn't do it right. That's the downside of being in a school. Like, well, you told me to do whatever I wanted to do, and now you're telling me that was wrong. So it's a relief to be able to turn your brain off and just say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and just do what they tell you to do. It's easier. It just makes it easier. That being said, I don't like somebody constantly telling me what to do because I do like to be my own person. And there are areas where it's okay to be a little bit freer in how you do something, how you interpret the way it needs to be done. And in a school, sometimes that's okay. But there are certain, non-negotiables that you can say, everybody do it this way. And that's it. So that can be frustrating sometimes, and especially here at the end of the year when there's a lot to do. You're still expected to teach. There's some packing up that needs to be done, checklists that need to be filled out, money that needs to be spent, stuff like that. It gets really, really hectic, and it's a tough time of the year. So when summertime rolls around, yes, it's nice to have a break, but I also like to stay busy and keep working. And so I do have a part-time job over the summer, and they treat me good, treat me right, and I get some good manual labor, and I get to go and use my hands and my body to do work rather than just push papers and all these things. So pros and cons to every situation. Every situation has positives and negatives. Today was one of the positives. I got to have fun today, and I enjoyed it. We'll see what Monday brings. Have a good weekend. Bye.